counting down the days away from Christmas, celebrating with you guys. Very festive today. Welcome, friends. Welcome to the Inner Circle podcast. I am your host, Charlie, with my best girlfriend here, Melanie. How are you, Miss Ding? Looking good in burgundy, I see, right? Burgundy.
Yep, this is Burgundy. I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing. It's been a day. That's all I can say. It's been a day. That's to say, it's been a
Literally
day. But
off.
when I say it's been a day, not necessarily bad. It's just been a long day from start to finish on a hamster wheel, like getting things done and all these things work, everything. But here we are. Here we are. And then at the end of it all, I'm gonna just feel like today was a productive day. But how was your day?
My day was good. It was kind of busy with work and it was kind of stressful, but we're almost there. Luckily, Friday I'm off. Friday I'm going to the spa. Looking forward to Christmas coming and going. And then we
I'm
have New Year's. I'm literally counting till like New Year's. 10 more days and then we're done with the year.
You're really looking
I
forward
saw
to 2023.
It's not that I'm being a Debbie Downer about it, but I'm just like, it's like dragging. I need a reset.
I feel that. I feel that. There's been some years. It was like that for me last year, wanting 2021 to be over with. So I get it. I get that. But with that being said, you may want to rush 2022 to be done, but we're still having fun. We're still enjoying ourselves. We're still doing some cool things. And thanks to you last week, for the hookup and you're a Sirius XM subscriber and listener. Thanks to you, we got to do something really awesome. Um,
Mhm.
let's talk about this little Christmas bash that we got to attend.
Okay, so I got invited to Andy Cohen's holiday hangout in Sirius XM because he has a channel, Radio Andy. He's had one for 8 years now, and he does it every year with co-host Amy Sedaris.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just a little kiki where he invites like a few people to go and they like record live and they answer any holiday questions or any questions you may have for Amy and Andy. And it was a good time. It was really fun. I've always enjoyed listening live. So it was funny being in person and watching everything unfold. I did get feedback from Andy where he said that he felt that the audience was super quiet. I felt we weren't that quiet. Well, you were quiet and shy. I wasn't quiet. But all in all, it was a great time. I had a lot of fun. And I thought it was funny like to interact with Amy Sedaris because I know her loosely based on Andy and her's friendship, not really seen much of anything that she's in. I just found out that she's part of the Mandalorian. I didn't know that.
Shoot, they spoke about it. While we were
Yeah,
there. Yeah, I didn't know that either, but I don't watch Mandalorian and such.
me
So,
neither.
but yeah, I mean, wow. I mean, Andy's right. Andy's right. It was pretty quiet because the first group was quiet, but at the same time, like there's a show being done. Like I didn't want to be rah rah, like talking
Yeah,
over,
but I think
interrupting.
from like seeing it for listening live previously,
Mhm.
the audience is a little bit more amped and they'll like clap. I don't know, like they were more energetic. I think this year they were a little bit quiet,
Hmm.
which was fine. I
They
don't
were
care. We got to
they were
sit
shy bunches like
very
us.
close.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we were first row. And we got attention too, though. We was quiet, but I mean, we got attention from both of them. And he wanted to
Oh
know
my
who I
gosh.
was.
Yeah.
And then Amy also wanted to know, like, yeah, who is it? One thing that I say is, no, we're not together.
I made that perfectly clear.
You brought me as a tribute, as you told Andy.
Yeah.
But speaking of the Bravo sphere and that world, the New Jersey, the Real Housewives of New Jersey trailer dropped today. What were your first thoughts? Gotta ask you. It's my favorite. Like I love the Housewives, but Jersey's like my number one.
Yeah. I'm excited to watch. I'm kind of tired of the whole Teresa Judice wedding situation because we saw it live. We saw how everything unfolded. We know what to expect. So now that it's coming out, I think they should have rushed this season to come out a little bit sooner, because now we're watching things that we already been known about.
Well, the Jersey wives have beef with that. They're annoyed at the fact that they tape during like from spring to, and throughout the summer, and then they have to wait till like February and stuff. They've said it. Dolores has said it. A few of them, have a little gripe with Bravo why that's been being done to them the last few years. Hopefully, at least we get more than 13 crappy episodes, because they deliver and they get like 13 episodes. Meanwhile, Beverly Hills gets 22 episodes talking about what Kathy Hilton may have or may have not done or said. So hopefully Jersey gets that episodes. But let's bring our guests. We've all been getting, Melanie, you were sick. It's that time of year. She was supposed to be on at the top of the start of this month, but hey, she's here, she's back, and she's our last guest of 2023. This is her second time on the show. We're so excited she's back. She is a psychic medium and spiritual mentor, and we go way back. Welcome, Stephanie Marie, to the show. How are you?
Hello.
Welcome back. How's everything going?
Everything's great. Everything is great.
I have to say at the top of congratulate you at the top. From last time you was on to now, you're now engaged. Congratulations! That deserves another.
Thank you. And we bought a house.
And you, yes, and now you're coming from a whole different location. You bought a house. Listen, my Pisces sister, especially when it comes to, I love seeing people win, period, but my own fellow signs too, like engaged, house. How does it all feel? Tell us about it.
Oh, it's something I used to dream about, like this time last year, when I was on last year, it was something that felt so out of reach. And it just goes to show how manifesting really works. That you can literally manifest the life of your dreams in the matter of days, weeks, months. Like, it's incredible.
That's awesome.
That's awesome.
Do you have a wedding date?
We do have a wedding date, 7 months from Christmas. So July 25th.
Nice. Summer wedding.
That's a perfect time to get married.
Yeah, we are. The reason we chose that date was because it's actually the day that we met in 2018. Nice. So it's actually a Tuesday.
Mm-hmm.
But when you're getting married in the Caribbean, everybody's on vacation anyway. So
right. Oh, nice. Okay. Caribbean, that's it. Pisces. Is it gonna be okay? Let me ask you. You don't have to go into details because obviously you want to have something secret. But are you gonna be by water? Obviously, Caribbean by water is gonna be.
Yeah, right on the beach in Aruba.
Oh my God. Aruba, one of my favorite vacations ever. Like, I say this and I talk to my boy about it. Like, I've been places, but like Aruba, I still think about Aruba and always think like, oh my God, that was awesome. We had so much fun.
Yeah, Aruba we've actually never been, but we've heard so many amazing things and everybody loves it that we're like, let's choose there.
And he's a tour from what I remember, right? Taurus, right?
Yes,
sure.
Taurus.
Yes.
So, look, that's quite some memory. But yeah, so Taurus, Sun, Leo, Moon, Gemini, rising.
Ooh, that's a mix. That's a mix, but the Taurus is the good part. Yeah, we love the Taurus. Let me tell you, you are going to love it, because the only time I went was with my Taurus guy, and we both love it. To this day, we still speak about like how it's one of our favorite vacations. So I'm so happy for you.
Yeah, thank you. We're super excited because we've seen so many of our friends. And you guys are local too. So to get married in this area, you're dropping at the minimum for a decent wedding, $40,000.
I worked in the wedding industry for a couple years, and just alone getting the venue costs tons of thousands of dollars, and it's not even worth it.
No, every one day. And that's why we decided this, partially because of that, but also we just bought a house and we're renovating the kitchen.
Yeah,
So,
well, that's gonna be a lot
Yeah.
too. I
like,
think going to Aruba, destination weddings are always great, but it's also like it's kind of like a gift also to the attendees also because
mhm,
they're going on vacation as well. And that's a great spot to go. It's not like the typical like DR and Puerto Rico and other
or
places like
Mexico is
that.
a big
Or
one,
Mexico, yeah.
you know.
Well,
And I mean, I don't know. I don't know. We'll see what happens. We're doing it for
it-
us.
and that's what matters. And I'm just happy that wow, Aruba, and plus knowing you're a fellow Pisces, I've always dreamt. Like I'm also I need to stop saying dreamer, a manifester, because I don't like the word. I think the connotation that the dreamer has, especially Pisces being dreamers, is like I don't like the word. Oh, such a manifestors that we are. I always thought to myself. I always pictured a beach wedding as well.
Mhm.
Always intimate. I don't need a big wedding. I don't picture all these people there. Intimate by the water. As long as it's by the water, that's what I've always pictured. So I'm so excited for you.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
And
everything for you
we
next summer.
already got the dress too. So I don't want to share about that, but
And of course.
it's amazing. So
So tell me how it is. Like you're planning a wedding. You're like, and that's a lot in itself. But you're also an entrepreneur. You have your businesses. You're a psychic medium. You're a spiritual mentor. You have Moonstruck. You have Fully Nourished. How do we balance all that?
yeah, it's a lot, including my 9 to 5. But I found myself, and I actually posted about this the other day because I have a mentor that I work with once a week. She's incredible. She is also a spiritual mentor, and she's out in California. She lives like out in the valley.
Wow.
And she kind of like called me out on my shit without calling me out on my shit. She was kind of like, she called them, she was so sweet. She's like, you have energy leakages. And I'm like,
Mm.
okay, I will hear you out. And she spoke to a few different things. And I looked at her, I was like, these aren't leakages. These are me like not doing what I need to do. So since then I've kind of gotten it together, but basically it's holding myself accountable. And it's
Mm-hmm.
slumping into the like excuses. Because it's very easy, you're a gym person too. Like, it's very easy to be like, oh, I'm not getting up at 4:30 because I'm tired. Or,
Mm-hmm.
oh, it's the
That
holiday.
would be me.
I'm not going to do this because I need to go shopping and finish holiday. Like, so I was getting caught up with like, oh, I'm so tired. But,
Mhm.
like, get up, like, do it.
Exactly.
And you know what? I know my future self will thank me for this, for putting in the work. So
Absolutely.
it's keeping that big vision there and remembering remembering why I'm doing it. Because some nights I would like to go to bed at 5:30.
I feel you. I feel you with that. And just even days like today, like we were talking about before the show, it's like the night is here and it's like, wow, what a day. And you still have things to do. And it's like, but it's just that, like you said, your future self will thank you. Like that gratifying feeling, like it was productive though. It was crazy, it was long, and it's still going, but it's productive, and things will materialize out from this. Last time you was on, we spoke about your businesses. We spoke about Moonstruck Fully Nourished. For anyone who's new and new listeners, because it was a little over a year ago, but any one of our new listeners, viewers, watching that's new and maybe didn't catch Stephanie's old episode, you could still go to our YouTube and check that out. But for those new people that may be watching and listening, tell us about Moonstruck and Fully Nourished, your business and what it's about.
Okay, so, oh man, that's a big question.
I know.
Basically, so being so intuitive, I use my intuition and my spiritual gifts to help others bring out the power within them to live a life that they're truly desiring to live. So whether that means that they want to be an entrepreneur themselves, or they just want to live an all-around healthier life, they want to grow their spiritual gifts, whatever that looks like for that person is really where I put the energy and help them bring their power out. And it's been amazing. And I do that through one-to-one. I do that through group programs. And I now actually not only have a podcast, but I have my membership that entitles you to working with me for a full year for like a fraction of the cost. And you get all of my programs and classes for an entire 12 months. So That's something
Wow.
that's super fun and it's super affordable. You just don't really get that one-to-one access with me.
Gotcha. And for the people that may be like hesitant, they think, they think like, they know they need to work. And even someone like me that's like, it would be nice to have someone to like guide me, like a coach or whatever, but like they're just hesitant. Excuse me. What would you say to those people and like, why this program, this thing would work for them?
Because you're going to always wonder. So you're always going to wonder what it's like if you did it. So you might as well, and it's bringing me, because I'm channeling a little bit right now, not intentionally, but it's bringing me to like the Fool card in the tarot deck, which is all about taking the leap and not knowing how it's going to go, but you kind of learn how to fly on the way down, and it's about taking that risk. That's why we're here. That's the human experience, is to really, make either good choices or bad choices, or maybe some mistakes along the way, and we navigate it. That's why we're here, to learn these lessons. So it is about trusting that gut instinct. And if you're having that gut instinct to work with somebody, to grow your gifts, to do this, you got to follow it, because otherwise the universe is going to come take care of it for you to push you into alignment. And usually when the universe does it, it's a whole lot messier than if you make the choices yourself.
Oof.
I've learned from experience.
I'm shaking my head because, same. And I'm still learning. And I'm still learning. I'm still learning. You brought up tarot. I gotta show this. Oracle. I got it too. I seen it and I wanted to tell you when I seen you post it, but I thought I would save it and surprise you for the show. And I still saved it and surprise you for the show. You brought it up. I want to ask you advice to someone starting, like getting into their oracle. First of all, the difference, and let me not ask you so many, a bunch of questions in one. What's the difference first? Let's start between tarot and oracle.
Okay. So oracle you can have any kind of oracle deck. I myself, I have 1, 2, 3. I have like 4 or 5 oracle decks myself. And excuse me, they're all usually around a certain topic. So like yours, the one you, excuse me, the one you just held up were Britney Spears ones. I have other ones that are about the moon. I have other ones that are about like, star seeds. I have other ones that are like women empowerment ones. So oracle cards are really more like in your face with the answer, whereas the tarot cards are a study. They are 78 cards. There are 22 major arcana, and I can't do the math in my head, but the rest are minor arcana. And so basically the major arcana each card means something different. And then the minor arcana are 4 suits. So the tarot is really a study, but it's also an interpretation based on what you're getting from your intuition with the cards. Whereas the oracle is kind of in your face about what it means. Yes, you still need to use your intuition and like that gut feeling you're getting when you're using them. But the tarot, because there is a little guidebook, but the guidebook doesn't really help you. So I've been studying the tarot since I was 12. And there are still days that I'm like, ugh.
I was going to ask you, what's your advice to someone wanting to get into tarot reading or oracle reading and stuff?
Well, oracle is way easier. I would definitely start with oracle. There's a great deck called Moonology, and I think it's like $20 on Amazon.
Writing that down.
Yep, it's super. I have it, but I don't want to get up right now. But it's super easy because those messages are like in your face. It's like growth is coming, so they're in your face, and it's a good practice to get to know how your intuition comes through, like what it feels like in your body, and you'll start to understand the hits that you get when you use the oracle cards. Whereas like the tarot, it's just a much deeper thing.
Gotcha.
If you do want to start the tarot, I say dive on in and just start learning, because there's no right or wrong.
Yeah, would you say maybe like read a book on tarot first before even purchasing a deck? Like,
I think if you're feeling called, buy the deck that you feel called to and start learning it. Like the Rider Waite, again, all of my cards are over there, but the Rider Waite deck is the most traditional deck. And oddly enough, it came out of the church. Yeah.
really?
Priests developed it in like the Renaissance. But they used it as more of a game.
Gotcha.
And then it kind of turned into what we use it as today. But the Rider Waite deck specifically has been around since like the 1200s, the 1300s. And it's
Look at what we're learning.
yeah. So that's why it's so funny when Catholic people are like, I'm like,
I know.
I'm born and raised Roman Catholic, so I get it. But it's
No,
like
but not only Catholic, even Christians, like my grandmother, like, no, or getting, your card, when I got my cards read, and I think I told you this before, like, when I got my cards read in Miami, back when was it, 2019? And it said something very strong that happened to that happened to me, and as you know, my mom. So it's like, it's like, but they would still call it the devil's work.
well,
It is crazy to me, but
I do understand to a certain point though, because like there are people that use it for bad reasons.
but
and
there's a lot of things used for bad reasons. Everything,
exactly.
Yeah.
So you need to just find the people that are using it in light instead of in darkness. And when you find those people, then you stick with those people,
Exactly. Now, since the last time, well, first, actually, before we get into a new business venture that you launched since the last time you was on it, I'm excited because you're on a podcast, so we're going to talk about podcasts. But first, it's the holidays, y'all. And I want to play a quick little game with you guys of this or that holiday edition. But before we get into this or that holiday edition with you ladies, a question that is a big topic. I don't know if it's on your feeds, and it's a lot of people talking about it and debating about it. But let's talk about it here real quick. Is Die Hard a Christmas movie?
Die Hard?
Yes, it's a big debate on social media, and I see a lot of people fighting. And I'm like, let me ask my ladies when they're on, because this is silly that people are really going hard on Die Hard. First of all, I never even see the whole Die Hard. I never even see the whole movie. I know it's Bruce Willis. I know there's a few parts, but yeah.
I'm voting no. Because it just doesn't, I don't know. It's not like a warm and fuzzy.
Yeah, listen, you're my Pisces sister, and I know I love Christmas. Christmas is my favorite holiday, and I've been a dork lately watching Christmas cartoons from back when I was growing up, and just movies, Home Alone. Yeah, so if you're saying no, I don't know. What about you, Melanie? What do you say?
Reading the synopsis, it says that it was.
You never even seen it.
Well, it came out. When did it come out?
I didn't see it either. Don't feel bad.
I didn't see it because it came out a year before I was born in 1988. But
oh man.
Reading the synopsis is basically it takes place during Christmas Eve, and like it takes place in a holiday party. So, I mean, if there's a Christmas tree or any detail of Christmas, I consider a Christmas movie.
Well, no. Well, does that mean you consider Mean Girls a Christmas movie? Because they have a little Christmas section. They went from like Halloween to Christmas to prom.
No, because they only had one segment, basically one section of the movie that's Christmas related. This movie takes place during a specific time, which is Christmas.
I get that. But honestly, no lie.
But I never heard about that.
Although I never seen Die Hard, I think just I could say Mean Girls is more of a Christmas movie than Die Hard. For me, it is one of my favorite movies. So, but anyways, let's get into this game of this or that with you, ladies. Okay, here we go. Christmas edition, this or that. A garland tree, or a bow tree.
What the hell is what? Garland? Just
you mean like
garland
tree?
Oh no, I'm sorry. A garland on the top of the tree. A garland or a bow?
A bow.
Bow.
All right. Real or fake tree?
Real.
Fake.
Joey seen
Because
that too.
I like changing them.
I like real because the smell. I love the smell of pine, but like, you're right. Fake, you could like. I wanted a real one this year, but
Last year
I'm
I
in
had a
between.
white tree, and the year before that I had a blue one. So next year I might have a gold one. So it depends.
Mariah Carey or Michael Bublé?
Oh, Mariah. She's crazy,
Mariah.
but she's my girl.
Yeah, she's good.
None of them. Bing Crosby, whatever his name is. I like
Bing-
Michael
Bing
Bublé
Crosby?
though.
Listen, Mariah. I like Michael, but Mariah. Christmas Eve or Christmas Day festivities?
Christmas Eve.
Eve.
Really? Christmas
Yeah.
Day. Christmas Day. Although Hispanics, I know, I get it, Melanie. I know why you're making that face because Hispanics do. It's called Noche Buena in Spanish. Christmas Eve is a big celebration and it's celebrated, but I don't know. I think once we left Puerto Rico, we got Americanized. So for us, it's like Christmas. I don't know. Christmas Day for me.
Yeah, we do the 7 fish.
Yep, that too. White or colored tree? Wait, yeah, no, white lights or colored lights on the tree?
White.
White.
A mix.
Yeah. Yours is a little colorful there.
There's white and then there's colors. There's a lot going on this tree, like myself. A tree topper or star angel?
A tree topper would be considered like a bow,
Oh no,
right?
no, a tree topper, star angel or something else. I'm sorry, I worded that wrong. Tree topper. Your tree topper. Do you want a star or an angel?
A star.
Yeah. Yeah, I can't see. Yeah, mine is a star.
Star. Yeah.
That's it. we did that. Yay. So let's now talk. Let's get into, like I mentioned before. You know, we talked about you have Moonstruck, you have Fully Nourished. But since the last time you was on, you launched your podcast, which I'm so excited about.
Yeah.
And I was listening to one of the episodes of Ghost Stories and such. It's called Those Late Night Visitors.
Yeah.
First, let's talk about how you came. Let's first start with how you came up with the name for Those Late Night Visitors.
Okay, so the podcast was something I knew I wanted to do. Because, I mean, not to get to astrology, but in my natal chart, communicating and talking about what I've learned is a huge thing for me. That's my North Node, which is why I'm here. So my North Node is in Gemini. Like, this is part of why I'm here this time around. So I just knew I wanted to do this. It's something that comes easily to me, just talking about random things. And I know a lot of entrepreneurs use it as part of their free content.
Mm.
So, but I sat on it. It was one of those things like I have a whiteboard in my office that I just, when I get ideas, I just kind of throw them up there. So this podcast was on there for months and months. And I'm like, when it comes through, it'll come through. And I knew I wanted to use my mediumship, but I wasn't sure what it looked like. I wasn't sure about anything. One day I was on a live in my Facebook group, like doing card readings like I do usually once a week. Maybe not this week because it's so busy, but So I'm in there doing readings, and I was telling a story about how, the ghosts come to me in the middle of the night and they wake me up. I was like, I have visitors of the night or something like that. And then somebody else in the Facebook group wrote in the chat, those late night visitors, or like, damn those late night visitors. And I was like, ooh, that's it. And I ended the live. I was like, I got to go journal. I got to go get this out. And I channeled out everything I wanted it to be, what it was going to look like. And then that was last June. I started working with a woman in California shortly thereafter, because I know she's an entrepreneur that has a podcast that generates money from it and all the things. So I was like, hey, can you teach me how to do this? Because I don't know how to do any of this. And so I learned how to do it, and first episode dropped in August, and that was it.
Yeah. Listen, I love that you said and again, this is why I love doing this, what we do, because it pushes me and it's like, you know what, Charlie? Like, I love how you said, I reached out to this woman, teach me how to do, like, Melanie and I was talking about something that I spoke about that I want to start in 2023 that I think you will love. Again, I'm definitely not going to talk about it on the podcast right now, but like Melanie said, reach out to this person, ask about this. Like, and for me, I love how you said that, because it's like, Charlie, do it. I'm telling you right now, my New Year's resolution is just do it. That's it. Do it. That's my New Year's resolution for certain things. Do it. And like Melly said, reach out to this person. Do it. Because a lot of times it's like, I hold myself back from like maybe asking people help, or feeling like, what about if I reach out to this person? Like, I'm scared. Are they going to be like, ew? Or like, be like, no? Or because, there's some people that could be iffy, like, they have this going on for them, but they don't like to share their wealth and their knowledge. You know what I mean? So it's like, those things hold me back from reaching out to people and doing that. So I love how you said that you reached out to someone who's like, hey, I don't know how to do this, but you did.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
And honestly, it's been so much fun. A lot of ghost stories. And now I'm having guests come on and share their experiences, because part of why I want this podcast to be what it is because I want to normalize the fact that we see the dead. Like, we see spirits. Like, this isn't a Hollywood movie that it doesn't happen. Like, it happens to way more people than people realize. And a lot of us were able to do it from when we were a kid, but we shut it off for whatever reason. Mm-hmm. And so many people have this ability. So let's talk about it. Let's make it not taboo anymore.
Exactly. And I don't know, well, I'm not on your podcast, but can I share a ghost story with you? And it's funny because when I was listening to one of your episodes, in between running from the gym to go back to work and eating, I was listening to the episode and I'm like, wow, like, I only have one, but I'm like, I was thinking about you. I'm like, well, this is the one, like, this is the one I would share with her if I was on. This was back in 2000 and Melanie, you know who I was with at this time. The tours back then in Staten Island. It was 2012. Okay, thank you for the. So it was 13 then, because we moved to a new place. Let's think. Okay, so it was like 4 or 5 in the morning, right? I wake up. We're both sleeping in bed. I wake up and I look over at the door where our bedroom was at. It was like a figure. I don't know how to even explain it, Stephanie. It was like, have you been to Disney in Florida?
Yeah.
You know the what's the Eddie Murphy movie that he did, the scary one, the ghost one? Do you know that ride? How they look like they're floating. Yeah, so it looked like that. And the person had a red, the lady, because it was a lady, it was a woman, had like this red, like beautiful, like red dress, like red big. It was like she was like floating. It wasn't human form, but it was still human form, if that makes any sense, like floating. And I wasn't scared when I woke up and looked at it. And like, I remember waking up, opening my eyes, and I was like, but I felt at peace. Because I have dreams where I wake up like, and even my guy tells me like, yeah, you were talking or you were screaming, or sometimes I wake myself. I have bad dreams like that. But with this dream, Melanie knows too. She slept with me a few times. Just bunk buddies. But with this one, Stephanie, I was just at peace while looking. And I'm like, I looked for like a few seconds and then I went back to bed. So the next day, I tell my ex at the time, and then I tell the girls who lived upstairs, her mom, who passed, lived on the first floor, right? Oh boy. And then we moved in after, like, because her mom used to live on the first floor, she used to live on the second floor. I told her the story. My ex prompted me to share the story, and I explained the color of just her mom's favorite color, red. Mm-hmm. She used to get decked out to go to church. So it's like, that's from what I recall and really remember specific, my little ghost story. So I love that what you do in your podcast, and even like when I was I listened to it, I'm like, just because of my one little experience. So it's real. So definitely Haunted Mansion. Thank you, Megan. Thank you, Haunted Mansion. That's what I was trying to get to. But yeah, I love your podcast, and you have different guests. And besides ghost stories, what else could people expect from your podcast if they're tuning in?
Oh, it's everything. It's anything spiritual. So I talk a lot about astrology. There's an episode on spiritual boundaries. There's some meditations that I throw in on there. And I feel like it is evolving into more of a astrology, paranormal kind of mix.
Mm-hmm.
But I really would love to just really share everybody's ghost stories. Like that's really what I want it to eventually become. And ultimately, which I don't know when this is going to happen, I'm going to chalk this one up to the universe to help me make it happen. But I want to begin to channel people's loved ones on podcasts for them.
Well, if you need me as a volunteer, and I think you know which loved one I will want to channel, I'm up for it.
Yeah,
I will be scared, but I will be up for it. So please let me know. Please let me know because I think that would be awesome.
Yeah, so that's the direction we're going. When it gets there, I'm not sure, but we'll see.
Listen, everything evolves. Everything evolves, and definitely you can check it out. Check Stephanie's podcast out. It's on Spotify. That's where I listen to it. Although I'm not a subscriber of Spotify, but you can still, if you don't, just download the app. People, you don't have to subscribe to Spotify and pay. You can check it out there. It's also on Apple, all the streaming services, all your favorite streaming services, people.
Apple,
but definitely check it out on Spotify. Yes. So, right now we're gonna play another Luke game with you, for you both. And it's not only gonna be Stephanie. I'm not only gonna put Stephanie on the spot. Melanie, you gotta join this too. This game is called Whose Sign Is It Anyways? I had this game ready for you back in December 7th, so I played it with Sean, but I had to do it with you who came on. So I'm going to read you a few bullet points describing the signs, and you ladies have to guess, okay?
Put me on the spot.
Stephanie, you being first. You being first, all right? So here we go. They are considered one of the most creative and ambitious, fiercely loyal and protective of loved ones, usually thinks of themselves as the king and queen of the universe. What do you say, Stephanie?
Oh, God.
That's loaded because 3 different ones came into my head.
Mm-hmm.
So the loyalty is the one that's throwing me. Because I want to say Leo. But
they're not loyal.
No.
Wait. No, let her finish. Go ahead, Stephanie. Melanie.
But then at the same can you read it one more time?
They are considered one of the most creative and ambitious, fiercely loyal and protective of loved ones. And several friends watching, listen right now live, comment and try to guess with them. Fiercely loyal and protective of loved ones, usually thinks of themselves as king and queen of the universe.
Can I say what I think?
Yeah.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
So, because I'm in a conundrum, I think, like Stephanie, I was thinking Leo, but I was also thinking Virgo because they're hardworking, but I don't know if they're loyal either.
Well, you know what? I just got to give it to you both. Y'all both did guess Leo first as your first choice. Y'all right. Yes, I got it. That was your first choice.
I disagree with the loyalty part, though.
Yeah.
Woo! No, not from personal experience, just
from personal experience, I disagree.
She's talking about
No, I'm just saying because they're a fire sign, right? So like fire tends to be a little more impulsive and I don't know.
Yeah. All right, next. And I think you will get this, Stephanie. We'll see. Practical and reliable. They place a very high value on stability and security. Extremely stubborn. And a fixed sign.
Oh, I don't know.
What do you think it is?
Whoa. Those are my Taurus.
Yes, Taurus. Melanie, you didn't get. I'm sorry you didn't get to guess. Yes, Taurus. Practical and reliable. They place. That's a Taurus. Next. Overly sensitive and moody. out of all signs, probably one of the most devoted to family and family-like friendships. This is gonna give it away. And the moon child. Melanie, who do you think real quick first? Because I think Stephanie knows. But who do you think?
The moon child?
Overly sensitive and moody, out of all signs, probably one of the most devoted to family and family-like friendships, and they're considered the moon child.
I have no idea.
Steph?
I was thinking Sag.
No, you've dated some, and you're a little thing, but let me see what Steph says.
These are the cancer babies.
Yes! Yes, look at
How is that moon child though?
No, they are, they're,
The
yeah.
moon rules Cancer.
Mhm.
Oh.
They're considered moon child, moon children. Okay, let's finish with the last one. I know, and you're part of. Didn't you say one of your?
My rising and my moon and rising is Cancer, so I'm Aquarius, Cancer.
Last,
A mess.
elegant and charming with love of beauty and harmony, can be very indecisive. They crave balance. Stephanie, what do you think?
You don't want Melanie to go first because I think I know it.
Melanie, what do you think?
I was thinking Libra.
What do you think, Stephanie?
I was
self-absorbed.
gonna agree. I was gonna agree.
Libras, yeah, I got it.
They're a little self-absorbed, but why am I calling out the negative?
Listen, I was gonna say that was not on my. I was gonna say that was not on my notes, but
Every sign has the duality. Every sign has both.
Mhm.
Absolutely. Now, Stephanie, with the business you do and everything going on, how is it like going? I'm sure you have a lot of people going into a new year trying to reach out to you and touch base and seek your guidance and mentorship on their New Year's resolution stuff. What do you find or think is the usual focus for people going into a new year?
A lot of people just want to be better. And from what I have found, at least this year, more so than last year, this year, because the pandemic is where we are now, and it's not so much the focus, a lot of people do want to get better, but they're not sure how to do that.
Mhm.
So a lot of what I'm seeing this year is like the support is needed in the how.
Yep.
The how.
I agree.
So
But I was gonna ask you, Melanie. Yeah.
I agree. That resonates with me because I feel like for 2023, I want to ask for more guidance in many things. I'm very independent minded and I tend to do things on my own. Like I like to find solutions myself, but there are certain things that I feel like I can't figure it out or I can't do it myself. I'm very prideful in asking for help, so that's something that I want to work on for 2023. So
I think that's a great thing too, because we as independent women, we also get so into the masculine sometimes
yeah,
that we forget it's okay to sit back and receive at points.
right.
And I know for me that's been not an issue, but it's been a learning experience with my partner.
Yeah.
It's so funny you bring up the masculine because I wrote, I like you, Stephanie. When I have ideas for the show, topics and stuff, I need to get my journal or my circle book and just write things down, jot things down. And you brought up the masculine, like duality, male female energy, balance. I personally think, and Melanie knows it. I feel Melanie has a big male energy. Like she has male, and like I thought about this after I've seen it before, but now that I'm, when I think to myself, I'm very introspective with myself and friends. I'm like, yo, Melanie really does have like this real male energy. Like, what do you say about that? And you brought it up. Like everyone has it, even men. Like that duality of that male female energy. What do you make of that? Because I don't think a lot of people talk about it and dive into it that much. We all have both.
Really quick, I feel like before Stephanie answers, I feel like in my in a past life, I must have been a man.
She says that.
And I think that I consider myself a gay man in a woman's body, but I feel like I need to get my cards read or something, because I feel like I was a man in like the past life or something, like someone with someone of a leadership role, because I cracked the whip. But anyways,
no, but I mean, you should do a past life regression. And I have people, if you really want to do it, because they will literally lead you through hypnosis into your past lives. And that's really cool. And when I did mine a couple of years ago, I saw a few of my past lives, and I was a man in one of them.
wow.
So I don't think it's that far-fetched at all.
Yeah.
See, that is crazy. Well, listen, Stephanie, we are so happy. Thank you so much. You're a busy woman. You are engaged, new home, businesses. You have Moonstruck. You have Fully Nourished. You have this new podcast. You have so much going on, planning for a wedding. Thank you so much for making the time to come on the Inner Circle podcast. For the people who are watching, listening to this show after, where are all the places we could follow you, support you, find you, or inquire if they want your leadership and your mentorship?
Yeah, thank you. Definitely the podcast, because that's the newest and greatest form of me. So those late night visitors on Apple, Spotify, or Google, or Instagram. So that's at Stephanie Marie _222. Those are probably.
There you go. And we'll be definitely sharing on the Inner Circle Podcast Instagram. We'll definitely be sharing Stephanie's podcast and the link and where you could find it and check it out. And you know what else I love about your podcast? And with us, it's a little different because I'm like, damn. But I love how also you make it short and sweet. It's not long.
Well, you know what? I was finding, and the reason I did that is because I was finding, I listen to these podcasts when I'm at the gym, right? But when they're over an hour long, I don't get through them. And then, something glitches, and then I get tossed to another episode, and that drives me insane. So I try to keep them under a half hour, because I know people are commuting, people are doing stuff. So you get the whole gist and off you go, and that's just my personal preference. So I think.
No, I get it. And ADD is real. ADD is real too. So it's like, I get it. Because we do so much things and have so many things, it's like we sometimes are that podcast as an hour, 45 minutes. So when we have a 30-minute podcast, we're like, oh, wow, great, awesome. Because, but we run over, but I get it. I'm a listener to other podcasts, listen to yours and such. So I get it. And even podcasts and people I really, truly love, really admire and follow, like celebs that have podcasts or whoever, reality stars, it's the same thing. I may love them. I may watch their show, I think, but it's like sometimes it's an hour and a half podcast. It's like, yeah, my my attention span. So I get it. I love that your podcast is that. It's just, I love the sweet and to the point, and I love it. So definitely check out our girl Stephanie and all the places. We'll definitely be posting her on our Instagram. Happy New Year.
Merry Christmas.
Wishing you the best. Merry Christmas. Yeah, happy holidays. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. And wishing you nothing but the best. And the next time, most likely, you'll be on the show, you'll be a missus. Thank you so much, Stephanie. Thank you so much, Melanie. You can catch us, the Inner Circle Podcast, on YouTube, Facebook, streaming on Spotify, Apple, Google Podcasts, iHeartRadio, your favorite streaming places. Thank you guys so much. Merry Christmas, and we'll see you guys next week for our New Year's Eve bash. Thank you so much, everyone.